Armbar escape. So Carl's going to go for just a basic armbar from the mount. Now, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, right, I'm always telling you guys that this heel should be clamped, his left foot should be clamped, his heel into my neck. That stops me moving my head this way. The other one will either be at the hip, preventing the turn away, or tight under the armpit. We're looking to do this pulling our elbow back movement. So there's a right time and a wrong time to do it. Let's look at the wrong time. Let's just say Carl has this tight in. This is the worst time, okay, to be going for this move. So again, see the way Carl's got really tight? Remember we talked about last time how the arm that's getting armbarred, I never want that on top, because now he can start wrist locking me and shit. So the support hand, that's the one on top, and I have it palm down. That takes away that ability to wrist lock. And again, I don't want my hands floating up here, because then Carl can get to the end of the lever. So I'm putting everything in tight to my body where I'm strong. Okay. Now, if Carl's left heel is tight in my head, do not do this escape, which would be pendulum in my legs this way to load my hips, and then I'm physically trying to move my head this way as I pull my elbow back. Okay, so when do we do it? Let's just say this foot isn't tight in, or it's sort of floating a wee bit. See the way now, when I load my legs, I can physically, to get my elbow to the mat, I have to get my head to the mat, if that makes sense. So getting your elbow to the mat means there has to be space, let's turn this way, between Carl's left heel and my left ear. Again, sometimes you get people that cross their ankles from this armbar position. This is another good time to go for this escape, because now when I load my legs and I physically swing them this way, there's nothing to stop me moving my head back. So I pull my elbow back. Now watch. Once I start to come up, if this hand is floating, the omoplata is there, or so I make this grip, okay? The minute I pull this back, this hand will grab here, so there's no omoplata. But now as I start to come up, if I'm not paying attention to head positioning, it's a triangle turn. Okay, so let's think about coming up safely. So, from our armbar position, if we're going for this escape, the time is if there's space here or crossed ankles. So immediately I get into my defensive position. The secondary hand, the support hand, is on top, pulling everything in tight. I notice Carl's foot isn't where it should be, and maybe it is there at one stage, and I start to maybe try something and then his foot moves away. Sometimes you get people driving their thigh into your face to try and break this grip. That's another thing I could be thinking about. I just bring my knees up, load, and then it just takes a little bit, sometimes it's the fear of opening your hands, but you have to wet noodle your arm. If there's tension in this arm, it's very hard to rip it back. So you just have to relax it, and in one movement, it's just that. Okay? See the way I brought this hand through, there's no omoplata, and I'm coming up. Now, the detail is head positioning. I don't want to be getting triangles, so I just put my ear in his leg, on the outside of his left knee. Carl's going to try and triangle. Again. So, defensive position, hug everything in tight. If his leg's there, don't do that escape, no worries, we'll show you what to do if his leg is there. But if there's space, or his ankles are crossed, or he's smashing this into your arm to break the grips, knees come up, turn them away, wet noodle your arm, I have to let go, and now I'm pulling this back, this hand grabs. Notice the way I built the base to my elbow, and my head is driving. Now I'm coming up, when you're drilling this, your partner's going to try and triangle you. There is no triangle. If I stay tight here as I come up, that makes sense? Just relax.